What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kev here, back with another video. Tonight we're doing some more NBA prize picks. You guys know I love kicking these out daily. Every single day we kick out at least one video about prize picks, and it's usually NBA. Guys, if you're new to the channel or new to prize picks is essentially a daily fantasy sports platform where instead of picking players, you actually pick the overs and unders on the point projections of players. So let me give you guys a little insight of what I'm talking about here. So we're looking at Gordon Hayward at 38 points. You can either take the over or under on that, depending on how you think he's going to do. And you pair that 2, 3, 4, or 5 times, as you see up here, with that many players. So it's kind of like a parlay in that aspect, but you know, obviously the more you risk, more reward you get, and you can start to do it on actually single stats now, which is pretty cool. So if you want to take like football, for example, you can do the under on you know, they'll do 60 rushing yards for, you know, whatever, CMC or something. You can say over 60 yards, under 60 yards, whatever you think it's going to do. I think they have it for basketball too. I don't really dip too much into that for basketball. I just like the players, but yeah, it's pretty cool that you can do that. My favorite aspect about prize picks is that you can mix it between multiple sports. So I can take, like I said, the over of Hayward at 38, switching over to PGA. Let's see some golf, guys. I can take Spieth at 69.5. I don't even know if that's good or not with golf, but I have to ask TJ for that one. But yeah, so it's pretty cool that you can do that. If you do sign up for prize picks and you do enjoy it, please use code DGF. It really helps us, support the channel, and we see every time you guys do. You know, we get the little notification, and really means a lot to us, guys. But let's get right into this video. Like I said, we're doing some NBA prize picks tonight. We're going to look at Gordon Hayward at first. Man, oh man, I told y'all to avoid Gordon Hayward now. You know, he had a hot streak. We took him for a little bit, and I think he cooled off a bit. And I told you, you know, maybe sit him back on the bench for a little bit, and I think that's where he belongs for a little while at least. He has been under 38 points in his last 2 games and has actually been over that projection in the 3 games before that. So it just shows that, you know, you never know really what to expect from Gordon Hayward. He's also playing against the number 4 defense against the position. So, you know, I'm going to kind of do a big avoid on Gordon Hayward. Also, guys, when I say, you know, number 4 defense or number 8 defense, number 6 defense, I'm referring to defense against the position in terms of prize pick scoring. I know last video someone was saying that's what was not right, and it's not the 8th best defense, it's the worst defense, but we're using prize pick scoring because that's what we're going off of. That's all we really care about. We don't care about, you know, necessarily how they do. You know, they might be the best defense in real life, but if they allow a lot of points or don't allow a lot of points, that's what's most important. So if I got Julius Randle at 44 points, I'm probably going to avoid him. You know, I love Julius Randle, great player, but you know, he's coming off a miserable game, probably the worst game I've ever seen Julius play. He hit a shocking 4 of 17 from the field, I believe. Just awful. So I think he has a bounce back game, but I think we should avoid him right now, just until he gets a little more consistent in terms of, you know, that's another thing, guys. When I talk about consistency, I just want to make it clear, you know, some of these guys will be, oh, he's not that consistent. He might be the most consistent player in the NBA. But when I say consistent, I mean consistently bad or consistently good, because that's what we want to see in prize picks. We don't want someone who's, you know, constantly going 47, 42, 48, 41, so you don't know what to pick. I want someone who's going to be, you know, 41, 36, 40, 41, always under or always over. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about consistency, just for a little clarity there. But yeah, I'm going to avoid Julius Randle because, you know, he's jumping all over the place when looking at that 44-point projection. Russell Westbrook at 46. You don't see Russell on here a lot. Westbrook is straight up just, he's bad right now. I don't know, you know, by his standard, he's just not playing good basketball. I don't know what it is. I know he had a nagging quad injury, you know, about a month ago. I don't know if that's still bothering, but my goodness, I mean, for reference, he started the year at about 10K. I mean, it was about $10,000 in DraftKings per just about every slate. He is now 8,400 heading into this game against New York. That is crazy. That is a big drop off. You know what I mean? So that I think you just got to kind of avoid him, at least in DraftKings right now. But that being said, I think you can take the under because of that right now. He's actually been under 46 points, 6 of his last 9. So I definitely think that's, you know, good enough for me. And just the way he's playing, it's just, I feel pretty good about taking the under there. Moving on, we're looking at Demar Derozan at 38. Demar Derozan, someone I usually avoid. I'm going to tend to do the same. I said last time he was, you know, he was actually heating up for a bit. I said one more good game, and we can start looking to take him for the over because he was consistently playing pretty well. But I did say I wanted to see one more. I'm glad we did because he absolutely bombed last game. So he's back in the hate list, and I will not be taking him. Moving on from the hate list to the love list, my favorite player in prize picks, not just NBA, in all prize picks, my goodness, I mean, let's be real, guys. How much money have we made off Young? I've made a good amount of money off Young alone. It's crazy. They don't change his projections. I mean, through the span of when we've just been taking the over on him, which is like every time, he's gone from like, I think 44 points projection to like 46. That's it. And it's crazy. He has cleared 46 points, that projection, 9 out of his last 10 games. That's a 90% rate. That is insane. I mean, this is the easiest money on the slate. I don't care if he goes out tomorrow and bombs. This is still the smartest money you can put right now. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I don't know why they haven't changed his projection. I think it should be, you know, almost at 50 now. He's playing like a Luka, but he's priced at like on like a Westbrook, or how Westbrook's playing right now. So it's absolutely crazy. I don't really understand. So I'm just going to smash the over him as always, and great foundation to start our lineups with. Moving on to Zion. Zion's my boy. Love him. Maybe the most consistent player right now in basketball, or, you know, around that mark. But that being said, it's not consistently, you know, he's consistently at an, you know, B+, A- level, which is great. You know, that's a solid player right there. I think he's doing awesome. Top 10 player at the position for sure. That being said, I don't like him in Prizepicks because of what we talked about earlier. I mean, he's always right around that projection, maybe a little over, a little under. I mean, just his last 2 games, he literally hit the over by 0.5. So the over, so he hit 38.5, and the under by 0.2. So was whatever that is, you know, 37.8 or whatever it was. So the fact that he's that close to the line all the time, not what I want to see. I mean, if he's close to the line but always hitting over, you know, maybe he could sell me, but he's just over, under, and just, I'm not going to take him at 38. I would need a big jump over, you know, if they start pricing him at 43 or, you know, 34 something, I feel more confident in, because he's always around that mark. So I will be avoiding him for now. Moving on to someone who's similar like that, I wouldn't say he's as consistent of what to expect, but Luka, obviously a phenomenal player, great player, not, you know, again, love the guy, good player. Prizepicks, friggin' nightmare. Don't like taking him. I mean, in his last 6 games, this is what I'm talking about when you talk about consistency. This is the worst thing you can see in Prizepicks. Last 6 games, over, under. That is a absolute nightmare. I don't want to deal with it. You shouldn't either. So I would avoid him, you know, moving forward in DraftKings until we see, you know, a good string of consistency from him. Moving on to our last player on the slate, we're looking at Grant. You guys know I'm not going to waste my time talking about it. I avoid him about 90% of the time. You know, it's just, he's a nightmare too. His numbers are so inconsistent. You never know what to expect from him. And I'll be honest, guys, this is a tough slate. Someone else asked, I know last video, why I only do 8. I try to, you know, say this every video. So this is like essentially a first look. This is as many as Prizepicks drops right away. So I like to give you guys a good jumping off point. Then by the time slate locks, they dropped a bunch more players, and you can kind of pick and choose and see if the, you know, projections and price points adjust by then. But I like to give you guys a good jumping off point. This is a tough one. I mean, just quick recap. I mean, I told you essentially fade Grant, fade Luka, fade Zion, fade Demar, fade Julius, fade Hayward, and then take the under on Russell. So there's really only 2 ones I feel good about, and that's Young and Westbrook, which is, you know, 2 out of 8 is not usually, that's about as, I'd say, as low amount of picks as I'll give you guys to, you know, take a stance on. But, you know, I'm also not going to, you know, force something, say, oh, you know what, I want to give you guys more, take the over on Grant. I'm not going to do that because it's not what I believe in. So that being said, we do have 2 I like here. Young is definitely the one that we want to start with, though. And guys, that's half the battle right there. You know, if you're only picking 2, that's half your picks right there. And he's playing so friggin' consistently. I mean, again, knock on wood, he could come out tomorrow and bomb, but, you know, he's the sharpest money we got right now. So thank you guys for tuning in. That's going to wrap it up for me. We got MMA content coming out tomorrow, UFC 258, super fire slate. We got Usman versus Burns. You know, we got Macy Barber on the co-main. We got a couple of vets. We got Bobby Green versus Clay Guida. So it's going to be interesting. Definitely hyped for that. Kelvin Gastelum's back on the card. So it's going to be some really good fights on there. I know we got some NBA content coming out tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a fun weekend of sports, guys. We really appreciate you watching these videos and all the support we get. We love the feedback. If you did enjoy your time here, please like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. And as always, guys, let's cash.